In the 1990s, Tomorrowland was undergoing a transformation. Gone were the sleek space-age aesthetics of the 60s, and in their place came steampunk robots, retrofuturism, and a new approach to time and technology. Amid that transformation stood a charming, clever, and now nearly forgotten show, The Timekeeper, a witty, circle-vision 360-degree film hosted by a time-travelling robot voiced by none other than Robin Williams. This wasn't just a movie, it was a showcase of cutting-edge technology, Disney Imagineering ingenuity, and surprisingly emotional storytelling. So today, we're diving deep into the full history of The Timekeeper, its origins, its development, the technical marvel behind its 360-degree presentation, and why, despite a cult following, it disappeared from the parks. And before I really get started, thanks again to all of the new subscribers that have joined my channel recently. It's incredibly touching to have you here, and if you're not already a subscriber, maybe now's the right time. This is a subject that I really wanted to dive into myself. I've not had any suggestions to do it, it's just a ride that I really remember from when I was visiting the park in the late 1990s. But if you do have a ride, an attraction, a land that you would like me to do a video on, please pop a comment in below the video, and if the subject gets picked, I might just give you a shout out. But anyway, the story of the Timekeeper begins not in Florida, but in France. In 1992, Euro Disney opened with a brand new attraction known as Le Visionarium. The idea? Revitalise the classic Circle Vision 360-degree format with a fresh, narrative-driven approach. Instead of just showcasing scenic views from around the world, what if the format told an actual story? Imagineers created a time travel adventure hosted by a wisecracking robot named Nine Eye, named for the 9 lenses on her camera. And the twist? The audience was Nine Eye. As she was sent through time, we, watching through her 9 eyes, got to experience every twist and turn of the journey. And to bring the concept to life, Imagineers blended live-action footage, 360-degree film technology, and a deeply immersive story. Euro Disney's version featured Jules Verne prominently, appealing to the French audience's love of science fiction and literature. The show was a hit with critics, even if Euro Disney struggled overall, and Disney soon began planning to bring it to other parks. By the mid-1990s, Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland was undergoing its most dramatic overhaul since opening day. The land was being re-themed into a retro-futuristic metropolis, complete with a new story that every building was part of a thriving city of the future. To replace the aging Circle Vision 360 theatre that had shown America the Beautiful and American Journeys, Disney chose the new time travel adventure from Paris. But this wouldn't be a direct copy. Instead, the story was rewritten and reshot in English with big talent attached. Robin Williams was cast as the Timekeeper, a neurotic, fast-talking robot scientist who invents the time travel technology. He's assisted by Nine Eye, now voiced by Rhea Perlman of Cheers fame. Their chemistry, even through voice alone, gave the attraction real warmth. In this version, the guests were still seeing through Nine Eye's lenses, but now with the added chaos of the Timekeeper's unstable control over her journey. The tone was comedic, adventurous, and full of historical cameos, from Leonardo da Vinci to Mozart. The English language version opened in Walt Disney World on November 21st, 1994, and later in Disneyland Paris under the name From Time to Time in its English dub. Tokyo Disneyland's version, titled Visionarium, also followed soon after. Walking into the Timekeeper was like stepping into a science lab of the future. The queue passed through metallic hallways filled with tubes, gears, wires, and projection screens that set the tone for this whimsical vision of tomorrow. Once inside the 360-degree theatre, guests stood on a circular floor surrounded by 9 giant screens. Unlike traditional theatres, there were no seats, just leaning rails, so that the full immersive view was unobstructed. The show began with the Timekeeper, voiced with frantic energy by Robin Williams, welcoming guests to his experiment. His creation, Nine Eye, was ready to make her first real journey through time. Of course, things didn't go quite as planned. We jumped from the Ice Age to the Renaissance, visited Da Vinci's workshop, flew past Eiffel Tower construction, and even wound up in a wild chase through 19th century Paris. The blend of practical sets, comedic performances, and massive panoramic imagery made it feel like you were actually inside the story. The story culminated in a narrow escape back to the present, with Timekeeper promising to refine the technology. Robin Williams' closing lines were full of heart and humour, making the audience feel like part of the experiment. What made the Timekeeper so impressive wasn't just the performances, it was the technology. Circle Vision 360 films use 9 synchronised 35mm projectors, each showing one segment of a full panoramic image. The footage was captured with a special rig of 9 outward-facing cameras, all recording simultaneously. Every frame had to be perfectly matched for stitching, an enormous challenge in the days before digital projection. But the Timekeeper added another level: narrative synchronization. Characters and objects had to move seamlessly across multiple screens, and in some scenes, Nine Eyes' perspective included motion effects like flying or falling, creating a proto-motion simulator effect without the ride vehicle. The attraction also used synchronized lighting and sound effects inside the theatre, triggered to match on-screen action. Timekeeper's lab would flicker with electricity during the experiment, or flash red warning lights when the timeline went haywire. All of this combined to make the Timekeeper one of the most immersive Circle Vision shows Disney had ever attempted. Despite its charm, the Timekeeper didn't stand the test of time. In the early 2000s, Tomorrowland began shifting away from its steampunk-inspired City of the Future aesthetic. As the land changed tone, becoming more character-driven and less about speculative science fiction, the Timekeeper started to feel out of place. Attendance gradually declined, and the attraction was downgraded to seasonal operation in the early 2000s. By 2006, the Timekeeper closed permanently. Its theatre sat dormant for a short while until Disney announced a brand new interactive comedy show based on Pixar's Monsters Inc. franchise. On April 2nd, 2007, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor officially opened in the former Timekeeper Theatre. Unlike the immersive Circle Vision film that had come before, this new show focused on real-time animation and live audience interaction. It marked a fundamental shift away from the experimental education meets entertainment concept that had defined the Timekeeper. And while Laugh Floor developed a loyal fan base of its own, many longtime Disney fans mourned the loss of one of the last remnants of the original 1990s Tomorrowland overhaul. To this day, the Timekeeper remains one of the more obscure pieces of Disney park history. It was never released on home video, and only scattered low-quality recordings exist online. Robin Williams' involvement added a layer of star power, humour, and emotional resonance rarely seen in theme park attractions, even now. Though the theatre may have been reprogrammed for comedy, fans of the Timekeeper still remember it as a unique blend of technology, storytelling, and heart. A show that truly lived up to its name by taking us on a journey through time. I guess in the world of theme parks, not every attraction becomes a legend. But what about the Timekeeper? It gave us history with a heart, technology with personality, and Robin Williams as a robot. What more could you ask for? I really do have a soft spot for this ride, and it's one of those few rides that really does take me back to the very first time that I ever experienced Walt Disney World. It might well have been one of, if not the first ride that I ever went on when I arrived at Magic Kingdom, and I really don't have many memories of it after that first ride. Before doing the research for this, if you'd have asked me when the Timekeeper would have closed, I'd have been shocked if it had been after the year 2000. And I guess part of that is down to its downgrade to just being open seasonally. But I do have a lot of fond memories of this ride. Drop down in the comments and let me know what your memories of this ride are. And also, please let me know any other rides, lands or attractions that you'd like me to do deep dives into next. Also pop a like on the video if you've enjoyed this, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already. Our community would love to have you here. But regardless, if these theme park deep dive videos interest you, why not check out this ride next? And until next time, keep your timelines intact.